Boys, girls, non-boys, non-girls, attractive ladies, attractive gentlemen. What's up? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué tal? You know, what's up, boys? How we doing? Welcome back to the channel. If y'all didn't know, we are in 1365 now. We are in OG. We're going to be going through rankings. We're going to be going through the account. We're going to be talking about the new equipment update that is apparently around the corner, perhaps. A little birdie heard us talking about potentially being careful about it. And, you know, I heard a little something. So, yeah, I'm just going to talk about, you know, what's going on with the account, where I'm at, what we're looking at for the next KVK, what we've locked in, yada, 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 give y'all a big update on it. I thought I had made an update once I got into 1365. Turns out I never did that. So, my bad. Sorry, it's been a little late. I've been here for at least like 10 days now. At least. My bad on that one, y'all. But yeah, we're gonna release this this video and, you know, let y'all know what's going on. So first thing is first, I'm sure y'all are all curious about the rankings. It is ranking time. We're gonna go through all of these. I know everybody has been asking me about this, so yeah, here we are. So if you guys didn't know, 1365 dropped Imperium. I want to say they let in 128 players about. They had to do 3 rounds of deletions to drop Imperium and keep Imperium dropped. But as far as I know, every single person they wanted to let in, they did get in. I want to say the Imperium threshold was 67 or 68 mil, something like that. I was able to get in. I believe I had to delete. I had to go down to 77 mil. And then when I came in, they asked me to delete a little more. I think I deleted like 76 or something, maybe a little lower. Maybe really happy I didn't have my T5 siege stat. Anyway, so we're looking pretty thick right now though. There's some awesome power coming out of everybody. I'm really looking forward to this next KVK, just because there's so much farms that we get to fill with. I've got 5 farms myself. I'm looking forward to killing some troops on those. Gonna be awesome to, you know, add to my stats. Over here, we've got the Alliance stats. You know, JST obviously over a Trill. OG, which is the Alliance that I'm a part of now. Originally, I believe I was supposed to join BLN, but I had Days from OG hit me up first, and he was like, hey, yo, he's like, you trying to come to OG? And, you know, after I deconflicted with Night King and made sure that everything was okay, I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, let's go. So now I'm in OG. Very nice to be here. But I mean, honestly, all these alliances are so awesome. They're all such high quality. It is an absolute pleasure to be in 1365. As y'all may know, I've been chasing to get into like a top imp like my entire rock career on both accounts. So it's pretty awesome to be here. This is, you know, kind of where I've always wanted to be. So it's awesome to see this. Over here, we can look at some of the individual kill points. As you can see, we got some beaters on here. You know, we got some real fighters. It's always nice to see, like, you know, the 20 bill plus squads, you know, all of these people eligible for Fight Club and stuff, which is awesome. I'd like to think that within like maybe a year, I could probably get to 10 bill KP, something like that, which is obviously, you know, it's a very tough thing to do, but, you know, we've got what, over 100 players with a 10 bill KP in this kingdom. So it's awesome. Awesome to see. Over here is the individual power. Yeah. Lot of fluff for sure on some of the players. They're recently retraining after having to delete so much. It's nice to see them so full because I mean a lot was deleted. To drop Imperium for this size of KD, dropping Imperium is actually insane. So for them to already be back here is awesome. And then we're gonna see them get even bigger during pre-KVK. And, you know, resource collection, if you guys are really curious, yeah. So boys, real quick, these are going to be the marches that we're planning on running in the open field. So we are planning to go to 5 total marches, and we're going to be running 2 infantry, 2 archers, 1 cavalry. Originally, I was planning to run 1 pair archers, 2 pair inf, 2 pair cav, but I decided to be way more cost effective if I could unbench some of my older commanders and get good use out of them. So the primary marches that we're going to be running are going to be Nevsky and Joan. Right now I have my Joan with the primary just because for Champions of Olympia and other things I have her, but these are going to be the gear that's on Nevsky. These are going to be the armaments that's on Nevsky. Overall, the armaments could definitely be better, but I mean, they're not terrible. You know, I can live with these. Anyway, so that's going to be the Nevsky Joan. Next, we're going to have the Guan Scipio. So Guan's going to have my backup set of gear. Originally, I was going to be building a Hoe Cloak. However, seeing that the new equipment update could perhaps be around the corner for December or January, I think it'd probably be prudent to just save all of my materials, perhaps just build accessories, because I truly have no idea what's coming next. If next KVK, I have to run with some ghetto stuff, for archers and for infantry, perhaps that just is what it is. And I have to take a small L when it comes to that kind of efficiency, and I just have to recognize that accessories are going to be pretty important, and come the next equipment update, I just have to be prepped for it. On the other vein, I'm also looking for my 5th ring, which is going to give me a special talent, so perhaps it's not too bad to wait a little bit. First, we have Nevsky Joan, then we have Guan Scipio, next we have ZL and YSG. I think ZL YSG is going to be a pretty strong march overall. Now that I'm in Heavy Imperium, ZL YSG is much more valid and much more viable because it's much more valid and viable because in a big KVK like this, a lot of people are playing in dot mode and it's a lot harder for them to target you. So where a march like ZL-YSG would get heavily focused down to B, C, or D kingdom and a very high Imperium, no one can really differentiate marches. So marches like Zebu or ZL Nebu or ZL-YSG do a lot better. I saw a lot of that in the 960 KVK and saw pretty good reports coming out of it. And so if they can do it, I think that I can do it as well. Over here is going to be our second Archer March. Currently, we're going to be running either Boudica Ethelfled or Boudica Mehmed as we're waiting for Herman. Once Herman comes out, we invest in him. Right now, I'm not gonna lie, obviously there's some pretty ghetto equipment, but I mean, I don't have a lot to work with right now, so as soon as I can get like maybe 4-piece, or maybe I can get like a 2-piece revival with like Fanatics Tacits, and I want a Milky Way, I'm not entirely sure, just because the equipment update is coming around, so I might just get a Golden Age and just leave it as Commander's Heavy Armor, and you know, just kind of white knuckle it, and it is what it is. This is my second Archer set, which is okay-ish. I mean, obviously, you know, we're getting towards like worse armaments, but it kind of is what it is. And then we're gonna be running Alex and LC. If you guys don't know, I expertised LC. It was pretty quick that we got the sculptures for LC too, because if you notice over here, we expertise ZL, and I want to say we used every last sculpture we had available to us, and we got him on 817. We finished LC with, I want to say we had a couple sculptures left, maybe like 3, and we got that on 1110. So that was like 2 months and change, and you have to remember, we didn't win like any of our KVK. We haven't won like our last 3 KVKs, I think. We haven't won our last 3 KVKs. I want to say we've messed up like the second day of both of our last 2 More Than Gems. We kind of have no reason to be expertising commanders this quickly. And I mean, like, that was, I mean, how many days ago was that? That was like 10 days. And I want to say in the last 10 days, I've gotten maybe 83 sculptures. And it's just like, I mean, they just roll in. So I'm probably going to have enough sculptures to expertise Herman when he comes out, and he'll be a secondary to Boudica. And then after that happens, then I'll probably expertise Joan. I'll probably expertise Boudica. And I'll probably heavily consider expertising Guan Yu as well. I'm not entirely sure. It'll definitely be Joan. And then I'll probably be saving up for maybe something to do with like QB XY. Maybe, or QB William, perhaps? Not entirely sure. Just depends on how good Herman is. But maybe I'll go for Gorgo as well. That's probably not a bad choice instead of Alex, but you know, I don't really want to bench Alex entirely. Anyway, this is going to be the Alex gear set that I have. All my best gear is going to be going on him. I think he can make great use of it. These are the armaments that are going to be on him. This is the Hunter armament as well. This is probably my best armament set, period. This is a very, 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 very strong armament set, as anybody with eyeballs can probably surmise. You know, it has a little bit better to improve. You know, we have like 2 bad stat rolls on this, but for the most part, I mean, this is pretty nuts. This is a really, really strong set. So with that being said, those are all of the marches I plan on right now. Terms of gear, again, you know, we're planning on probably, I think my next 3 pieces of gear are probably going to be looking something like, if I'm going to wait for the equipment update to come out first, but if I wasn't waiting for the equipment update, the next 3 things I would want is I'd want a Milky Way, I'd want a Hope Cloak, I'd want a Heavy Armor of the Hellish Wasteland, I think I'd want an KVK Infantry Helm, and I would want another ring and another horn. And so those would be like the next 6 pieces I was going for. Obviously, I don't have materials for like any of that. I think I have like 33 materials on hand. But of course, once we get into KVK and we start chaining again, we've been out of KVK for a while just because we had to migrate, which has been kind of tough, but you know, we'll be able to make it work. Next up, I'm sure you guys are curious to see what's in my bag. We have been doing a ton of migrating, so you know, like, we're trying to gather as much as we can with the slaves, but I mean, we had to clear out our hospital, we had to clear out all of our farms hospitals, we have had to be gathering here, which is kind of tough because we just migrated, we didn't have anything, and we drained all of our resources last KVK. So we've been in a really, really, really tough spot. Shout out to Daze. Daze actually hooked me with some resources earlier today. He said, hey, I woke up and he said, hey, you know, check your account. I left you a little something. So shout out to him. Shout out to the boys in 365. I know there's been like 1 or 2 people that said they're going to help me out with some resources, which is really nice because, you know, I do fight really hard. I fight hard for the KD, and, you know, if you put some resources in me, I will, you know, if you wind me up, I will be going down the line. I also have my 5 farms, so I mean, it's not like I'm going to have nothing for myself, but of course, like, more resources are always are always welcome. You know, it's hard to spend all the speed ups I get just because I chain so much. Like last KVK, I walked into the 1484 KVK with 2049, and we were in a 2v6. And I walked in that KVK with I think 180 days of speeds, and I walked out with 150 days of speeds and a bill KP. So when it comes to just being able to even like training through bastions and stuff, like I'm built different when it comes to speed up management. The only issue is, you know, I'm fighting with T5, so you know, how many resources do I have and how much can I juggle, especially because I just migrated into that other KVK, so I had to just drain everything I had to try and make it work. One of the things that really stuck out to me was using your farms to join forts. So later in the KVK, when all of your farms are in the same coalition as your main account, because you have so many coalition spots, a really cool thing you can do is you can take your farms and you can just start joining as many fort rallies as possible, because every single fort you join, I believe it's like 3 million resources, something like that. So if you have 5 farms and you have like a few 100,000 AP on all of those, I mean, that's like billions of resources that you're missing out on. So if you guys are ever really, really poor during KVK and you have access to a bunch of farms, a really easy way to get like a couple billion resources like that is just by taking all your farms, multi-boxing them on blue stacks, and then just making sure that you can send like boom, 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 right? You have 5 marches on each of your farms. They can all join fort rallies. It's not a whole lot of sevs. You're using like T4 and like small amounts. Like, it's pretty good. That's something I did a lot. So I'd highly suggest that if you guys haven't. Next is going to be the speed ups. These are all going to, a lot of these are going to be straight into training speeds. In terms of training speeds, we really don't have that many. But again, like the building speeds are going to go to training, and we're probably going to train up ideally to like 90 mil and change. I think I'm going to do a lot of field fighting and probably around like KL for this next KVK, assuming we get a match found. I'm probably going to like do a lot of field fighting and then probably kill a lot of troops during KL. I'm also going to try and kill all the T4 off on my farms to try and boost up my dead stats. Ideally, I would like to not make myself combat ineffective. I've got 2 archer marches, 2 infantry marches, 1 cav march. So ideally, I would have probably 1.1 mil archers, 1.1 mil inf, and 600k cav, and then that'd keep me combat effective. So I don't need any more than 2.8 mil T5, and then we can check how much T5 I have after this. Over here, I mean, we have a pretty good amount of speeds. I want to say this is around like a year total, maybe a little more. So we're walking into KVK with way more speeds than we had last time. I was talking to Daze and he was jokingly, he was like, hey, like you should get 2 billion KP this KVK. And I said, if I have the resources for it and I have the time to get the speeds, I'll definitely do so. I plan to go really, really, really hard this KVK. I went hard last KVK for sure, but this is a KVK where I really have to like make my bones, right? I've already showed that I can do my part in Imperium KVK, but this, whatever we walk into now, is going to be the biggest, right? This is going to be like the real deal, the biggest thing that I've probably ever done in my raw career. So it'll be really nice to just show up and show off, show off what an F2P can really do when given the opportunity and the means. So that's my whole goal is KVK. If I can make like 2 bil KP, that'd be awesome. It's one of the reasons why I'm using 5 marches. I believe the current record is held by Sox. Shout out to Sox. He's a really good F2P. And he got 1.6 bil in a KVK. So if I can pass that up, that'd be pretty awesome. Of course, I didn't have access to that many marches last KVK, but this KVK, we're not going to Orleans. So I have access to commanders that I wouldn't have otherwise, because obviously YSG and Alex both had to be auxiliary skills. This KVK, I'll have access to all 5 of my marches, and I'll be able to gear them up decently. So I think this KVK, we have a real shot at really, really pulling out some good KP. Over here, we've got our boosts. We've got 9 advanced army expansions. These are actually the reason why I keep messing up my MGEs. My more than gems, my MTGs. I didn't realize it at first, but I keep buying these for 1,500, and obviously that really adds up. These are super, super expensive to keep up because I have to use some of these for chaining, and obviously I have to use these for combat as well. And so sometimes I just cannot finish the whole more than gems. Sometimes I have to do 25k one day, 7k another, because I do more than gems for 50k. I do the first floor of Del Rooks. I do 10 spin, 11 spin on every wheels. I do 10 spin on every Holy Knight's treasure. I buy all the materials, every alliance thing. I buy all the half off for like the Esmeralda's holiday events. So there's a whole lot of places where I'm spending gems, and it really just does not give me much flex room to have these advanced army expansions. But if something's got to go, if it's between more than gems day 2 or advanced army expansions, I'm at the point in my account to where like those gold sculptures aren't really needed, right? Even if I mess up some more than gems or anything like that, like I'm still gonna have enough sculptures to fully max like a commander every time it's released. Like I can do that, so it's not just a huge issue for me. But these have definitely been draining me. That is really, really tough. I'm waiting. When is OL coming back? Because OL gives me 10 for free, which is 15,000 gems worth. People really sleep on how many advanced army expansions you get from OL. It's awesome. It really, 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 really helps. Equipment, we have a full pants blueprint, full helm blueprint, full weapon blueprint, damn near a full glove blueprint, damn near a full boots blueprint. I can really do damn near anything I want with BP right now. We're just saving. We're just saving for the next gear update. There's not a huge reason for me to do anything crazy right now. Just holding back. I'm going to see what the gear update has. All you have to do is hold out for 1 KVK, and then it'll probably get released next KVK, and that'll be really good for me. So 1 KVK's worth of getting materials and stuff. I'll have enough materials to do anything I want. I'm going to save. I would encourage people who are in my position to probably save as well. If you're really early game and you really need like a piece or two of legendary equipment, perhaps you should just spend it and it'll be okay. for me, I have enough to where I'm not really worried about it. In terms of armaments, nothing really new. In terms of other, I don't really know what you guys would be looking for in here, but if you're looking for it, you're welcome to look. You're welcome to feast your eyes upon it. Also, we got the Mehmed second relic, we got the Ethelfled second relic, and we got the Alex second relic, or the Alex first relic, because I will be using Alex in the open field, and I'm either going to be using Mehmed or Ethelfled when it comes to putting a secondary behind Boudica. Again, if you guys were curious on the marches, here is going to be our marches. This is what they're going to be looking like. At least I think. They could change, but yeah. Over here is Heroic Anthem. This is what we're currently registered as. I think there's a good chance, looking at a lot of the other KDs that have registered, 176, we're probably going to get a match found. I'd be very surprised if we didn't. Again, it's not impossible, like larger KDs, especially like 1365. I remember, if you guys remember, 1254, larger KDs just have issues finding matches. I think we're going to find it. We're going to see it next reset, but it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm looking up. I'm excited. Over here is our current VIP, if you guys are curious. You know, it's not that far in. We have quite a ways to go before VIP 17. But I mean, not that far. Probably like 6 months worth, I would say. 6 or 7 months. We got a good amount of gold chests here, which I'm very, very thankful for. You know, I put up a lot of numbers, so it's nice to have people being able to help me along that. I know I'm free to play, so I kind of leech, try to steal steal from other people, but thanks for the gold chest, y'all. I will put up some KP. No worries. The gold chest will not go to waste on your boy. Over here, we got the stats, if you guys are curious. Over here. Currently, I'm Ascended 1 in Olympia. I'm probably going to hit Champions Above the next time I hit it. Over here, just Ark of Osiris stuff. Autark rewards. So this is going to be most units lost. We killed 2.1 mil last KVK. We healed 25 million units last KVK, and we killed 55 million. Yo, these units healed, these include all the barb chaining that I did throughout the entirety of the KVK. So this is not just like 1-to-2 ratio. This is way better than that. These are, I've chained with 5 marches, and I killed like, I think 55,000 barbs, maybe a little more. And remember, I don't focus on barb damage reduction. I only focus on barb damage. So this is an absolute ridiculous amount of efficiency. So over here is the season retrospect. So the first one we've gotten since we got the update. Pretty good, pretty solid. 96%. You killed 55 million units. Pretty good for my first Imperium KVK. I was pretty proud of myself. We healed a lot, but remember, a lot of that healing was from killing barbs. And then, of course, we killed our 2.1 billion T5. We're always down to do that. 2 million T5 is something that, at my caliber of play, that I expect for myself, so should not be doing any less. I defeated 34,000 barb troops. For some reason, I thought it was more. Perhaps it was Taki that got that, and I was just stolen valoring her. Anyway, point is, we chained all those barbs, took a ton of 7 wounded, but obviously those speeds went to really good stuff. I think we walked in the KVK with less than 100,000 AP, and we did not go to 0. So pretty good, pretty solid. I really wish I had chained more, but again, there's just so much fighting, there wasn't really an opportunity to. With that being said, boys, I think that's probably everything I'm looking for. In terms of future investments, I already told you guys I'm looking for Herman, perhaps looking for Gargo afterwards, but I mean, there's not a whole lot left for me to be looking at. I think everything's pretty cut and dry. We kind of went from point A to point B. So I appreciate you guys showing up. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you drop a like, a follow, a comment, subscribe if you're interested in. If you guys want to help support the channel, please consider donating to the Streamlabs link in the description below. If you guys think my account looks pretty good and you guys think I'm a pretty knowledgeable player, I do private account coaching. For 75 bucks a session. I do on-stream account coaching for 35 bucks a session. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, make sure you go to the Discord in the description below and make a ticket. If you or anybody you know spends like $200 plus a month, it's really valuable. 35 bucks is kind of nothing in the grand scheme of things, and you get to be on stream. If you guys want notifications when I go live, or you want to contact me while I'm not live, the best place to go is that Discord that we mentioned earlier. Go to the role selection tab and turn on announcement and stream notifications. With that being said, boys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all showing up, and I appreciate y'all enjoying the content. Have yourselves a great one. Bye.